Magna Carta was first issued by King John in 1215, and that was a document that he was forced to seal. His barons rebelled, and they were fed up with paying taxes without the king being accountable. So he was forced to sign it. To seal it. So it became a document which the king issued saying, I will accept these limitations on my powers in exchange for you paying your taxes. And so it placed the king under the law, which was very significant. That had never been before. It also guaranteed the freedom of the church. It guaranteed free men the right not to be arrested and then just lost. So it became what we know as habeas corpus. It provided that somebody who had been accused of a crime should not be punished excessively and should be tried by some of his peers. So it became the foundation of trial by jury, although it wasn't quite like that at the time. So it laid a lot of foundations for approaches to life that we just take for granted today. The documents also dealt with very detailed things that mattered to ordinary people, like fish weirs on the Thames and whether peasants could let their pigs roam freely in the forest. So it was a great mixture of detail that has passed and principles that have endured. And it was in 1216 that they separated out the forest clauses from 1215 to create the Charter of the Forest. From then on, the documents were always issued in pairs, the Charter of the Forest and the other document, which was bigger and therefore became known as Magna Carta. The original one had been the Great Charter. Well, when the documents were first sealed, in 1215, when the king sealed the first one, it was then copied by hand, and I understand each copy took at least a day to write out. They made enough copies to send around the country to be read out in all the cathedrals, and they had to be read out so that people could hear them. And this one, in 1300, when it came, it was read out, put on the shelves, and there it sat for the next 700 years. And the copies that have the king's seal on them are known as engrossments, and they're the ones that count, and that's what we have at the cathedral.